consciously eating.
All right, all right, all right. Another day, another video. This time we're gonna watch a video from week 4. Actually, we don't want to watch a video. We want to watch the games, right? So it's not a video. We're gonna watch games. And yeah, we have Gandhi and Joshers, and actually we have the team lead of Team Square Root today with us. Now we're gonna see a game unfold on Jade Wadi. So Square Root, tell us about the game and what your preparations were, and yeah, in general, what do you think about the map, maybe?
Yeah, so for our preparation against Joshers on this map, we decided, hey, Turax Raider is very, very potent on this map, and so we want to be extra safe against that, and hopefully, if Joshers does it, we're just going to be able to get a free win. So what we're doing is we're setting out this worker that's going to scout around all the normal locations for a Turax, just like this way over here, and we're hoping to get a free win just by scouting out a cheese and defending it. So this is something that we prepared. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out as Josh's instead is going to go for a very standard play so far. Just going to go for a Rax opening at home. So yeah, this is definitely a preparation miss out of us, out of myself primarily. But yeah, it looks like that's not going to be the case, and we're just going to have to play a macro game from there.
I see, I see. So you really expected him to build them proxy, right? Because this Jade Wadi is just so great for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jade Wadi is a really good map for a 2-Rax Raider. You can flash into the main, you can flash out of the main. If you put like your Rax over here, just so that it has the vision, you're able to flash out without having like a unit there for vision. So we were like really expecting that to happen, but unfortunately that was not the case. So this Worker Scout is a bit of a miss, and I guess our DC build here is not going to be as good as it normally would be.
So right now
we'll
it's
see how it goes.
So right now we would favor the player playing the 1-Rex Raiders, right? Versus 1-Rex Wolves.
Absolutely. So I would say definitely it's a lot better for the Raider player for sure. You're just in a definitely a bit more comfortable position. Josh is just gonna skip the second Raider, it seems like, and go for an earlier castle. I don't mind that at all.
I think in general, I see that more often nowadays, because people like when I joined in May or April, it was like pretty standard to just do the 2 Raiders or do 1 Raider and then do an Archer. But with all the new players, there's kind of a changing matter, I would say, and actually people just skip the second Raider entirely, and they just put down a castle which is a bit earlier. So I don't know if that's really better or anything, but in general, I think it's just great to see some variations here. I'm not sure if it's been done when I was joining as well, but yeah.
It's definitely a thing that was still being done previously as well. The trade-off is that your base is a lot faster, but you're a little bit more prone to cheeses and stuff because you don't have the extra unit for the safety. But yeah, I guess let's talk a little bit about this advanced workshop that's going on for Joshers.
Very early.
Yes, very early. Slightly delayed because he pulled off of it, but looks like he's going to go for a bit of a 2-base kind of pressure. We're going to go for a drop into the main or something like that.
Yeah, Archer drops in general can be scary, right?
Yeah, definitely they can be scary. They force your opponent to respond. 5 archers in an airship, also the 2-shot workers, so that is a thing for sure. Gandhi has stopped at looks like 5 volts and is going to go for a quick 3rd base. I think this is a pretty... Yeah, I really like this, especially because you only saw the 1 Raider. That means you're not too worried about any sort of pressure. You're fine just to take a quick 3rd base. So I think that's a good idea out of Gandhi here. And we'll see how this goes.
But he doesn't know of the plan from Joshua's, right? This drop idea is he's completely oblivious to this because he cannot get in and scout the main.
Yeah, so this he's not able to scout into the main and see this advanced workshop. But he should know in the next few minutes that there is no 3rd base. and therefore, alarm bells should go off in his mind saying, "Hey, something is up. We should be careful."
So what would you
But
do?
at the same time,
Like set up a
what would I
tower
do?
everywhere, like every worker line, or you would get just an advanced workshop yourself, just out of curiosity,
It
or
really depends, right? So ideally, you want to try to get the scout once you don't see a third base. You want to sacrifice a wolf in, try to see if it can sneak by and see what's inside. And then if you don't really see that, then there's a lot of different things that you have to potentially prepare for.
Mhm.
So you could go for just like towers in each base. You could go for advanced workshop. You could go for just like a workshop if you're afraid of like a 2 base 4 rack or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different options. So yeah, it really depends. So this airship is going to be able to go across the map without Gandhi seeing it.
Yeah.
And Gandhi is being pretty greedy. On top of that, third base is going for an animal testing lab pretty quickly, and also snakes. And he's still only on 5 units. So this is going to be very, very scary. This has the potential to do a lot of damage.
Yeah. So the reaction when you see these archers dropped in your worker line or next to your worker line, what do you do?
Well, it really depends. If you react fast enough, you might be able to get a surround with the workers and try to kill it immediately. Otherwise, you can probably just run away. Looks like Gandhi is going to try to fight. Going all right so far, but he chooses to run away right after. I think if he had committed completely, I think it would have been a little bit better, or immediately just ran away. He's kind of did half and half, which means he lost a few more workers than necessary.
But indecisive, right?
Yeah, a little bit indecisive. Looks like Gandhi lost 2 wolves.
Yeah, 2 surround. Nice surround, by the way.
Yeah,
Josh was really
very good surround out of Joshers for sure. And this airship 5 archer drop is doing a lot of damage for sure.
The night mining is huge. Like look at him. Look at Gandhi. He's sending the workers all the way to the third base. So yeah, in general, like that's very costly for him. And the airship is still flying around. Like there was zero damage done to it so far. So Joshua's really having this game in his pocket right now, and yeah, really playing this game and dictating what to do.
Absolutely. Just going. So this third base location is pretty far away compared to like for example, Ravage, where the first 3 bases are pretty close together.
Yeah.
So this sort of airship play is definitely going to be a lot more potent on this map. Yeah. So excellent decision out of Josh to go for that. But yeah, around about this point, I think Gandhi is gonna look to solidify with these towers, which I think is all right. Obviously, you don't want to do that, but if you're forced to do it, that's fine. You'll be safe. But yeah, at the same time, looks like Josh is starting to tech up into a workshop, and also did go for a forge as well to get some upgrades.
Yeah, both players really early with upgrades. I mean, I'm never getting upgrades this early.
Yeah, it's really a risk versus reward kind of thing. If you think the game will go longer, then it's worth it for sure. But if you don't, then there's really it's a waste of money in a sense, right?
Yeah, I'm usually only getting it in a late game when I have huge production and I'm on 4 or 5 bases or something like that, and then I just put down 2 buildings and I can queue 2 upgrades at the same time. So yeah, in general, like it happens very late with the upgrades for me. But maybe that's just me, and in general, it's better to have them a bit earlier. But yeah, not too costly for both players, I think. Maybe for Gandhi, because if he had, I don't know, built an advanced workshop, for example, instead of this animal testing lab, he would have been way better off than now, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think Gandhi right now feels he's completed his towers. He's feeling a bit safe. So he's going to probably ignore this and try to go for a bit of a counterattack. But as I say that, this airship is going to force him to come back. So, yeah. So excellent pressure out of Josh's here. Just forcing Gandhi to stay at home. Even with 2 towers of investment to just be against this. He didn't get a tower into his natural. So he was forced to pull this back.
Yeah. So let's see if the airship gets away again. And indeed it did. I think from Joshers, I would have liked to see a 4th base now, on top of all this trouble he's giving Gandhi. I think keeping someone that busy allows you to just freely take. Oh, that's close. But it gets away. It gets away. It
Barely
gets
gonna
away.
survive,
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your idea of going for a quick fourth base. I think like if you like recognize that your entire opponent's army is still on his side of the map, you can take that opportunity to go for a quick fourth base of your own. Um, but yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a counterattack for Gandhi. He does have a sizable army. Looks like Josh's does have an army, but in a straight up fight, I would favor Gandhi's position a little bit. But I do like this positioning for these catapults. So that is
But
going to
he's
be
not gonna
pretty
get
much
them out.
impacting.
Okay, he gets them out with an airship, but otherwise he needs to set up the rally point in another way. Ooh,
Gandhi's going to try to dive into the natural. I don't think this is a good idea. You're going to get trapped. If those workers had held position, he would have
yeah,
trapped half his army for free.
yeah.
And now he's kind of trapped either way because he can't really do much, right?
Nope.
You're forced to stay here. There's catapults on the high ground over here. There's a big Rax army over here. You're going to have to... Yeah, this is not ideal for Gandhi for sure.
I think the damage he's causing is not really justifying the loss of all this supply for him.
Yeah, and this is also, he's throwing away his map control. If Gandhi had kept this alive, it would have been really hard for Joshers to take another base. At the same time, we have a 5-soldier drop going into the fourth base of Gandhi. That's going to take down that tower easy peasy. This small portion is still alive, trying to do a little bit of damage wherever it can. But this is going to be Joshers taking advantages on both sides of the map. Well, yeah, like I was saying, if these Wolf Snake had just stayed alive, then it would have been able to prevent a fourth base pretty easily.
Yeah.
This drop does go down, so that's a nice pickoff for Gandhi here. That's 5 soldiers and the airship down.
Yeah, that was costly.
That was pretty costly, but I think overall it's looking pretty good for Joshers. Actually, this huge attack over here was way more than it really should.
Yeah, it was pretty wasteful, honestly, sending the units so deep into, and especially in a place where they cannot get out anymore. So he was, I don't know. Also, this move in, like there's this little channel Joshua's built that is natural, and just moving into this is like a trap. Because you have the workers with hold position on the one side, and then on the other side you have the soldiers and the archers. And yeah, I wouldn't, I don't know, I would have just seen that and no, back down. But yeah, now Gandhi is in a world of trouble, and he's still, I guess, kind of behind. And that means I think I still favor Joshua since he kept him busy with his archer drop. But I like that he's sending a little squad here to the left side of the map. And he's actually denying the fourth base now. And his own fourth base is up and running.
Yeah, so Gandhi is, I guess, in a better economical state point. Gandhi did decide to go for a fortress, whereas Josh's tech of choice is going to be a Mage's Guild. So that's where the techs are going to, I guess, come into play in the near future. I would like to see Josh just repair this, honestly.
Yes, it's bugging me out.
That's the first airship. Okay, now he does it. That was the first airship with the 5 archers there, so... I do like that Gandhi is attacking on both sides here, but you're not going to get too much done with catapults and a tower here, so... yeah. But I do like the idea, for sure, denying a fourth base, just being aggressive as much as possible. But yeah, that's not going to do too much. And we have 5 Dragon Slayers on the way. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a lot of Dragon Slayers. It's going to be a mass dragon transition out of Gandhi here, and we'll see if Josh is going to be able to sniff it out and prepare accordingly.
So in Gandhi's world, or his game plan is now to just surprise Joshers in a way, with a lot of dragons, I guess. So
yeah, I think
let's see if that works out.
Yeah, that's essentially going to be his win condition. He's going to get a whole bunch of dragons and basically want to kill his opponent. So once you have a large number of units, you might be able to take down the advanced quick shot before too many bullets come out. This is not a great attack, by the way, out of Gandhi. I'm going to try to right-click this castle down, but loses a whole bunch of army for it. Might be able to get a kill. Good cancel out of Josh's here, but that was not worth it for Gandhi.
Nope.
At the same time, a bit of a run by here, but that's going to be quickly taken care of by these catapults and the watchtower. So Gandhi bleeding a little bit of units out, but that also does free up supply for these dragons, so that might have been calculated.
And another base, interesting.
Yeah, another base. Interesting that you went for this one rather than this one, which is a little bit closer.
Maybe he didn't see the other one.
Maybe. Perhaps. Maybe he doesn't like that there's like a nice high ground here. Or
Yeah. So
we have a bit of a soldier draw coming in for Joshers over here. Gonna drop. If Gandhi's paying attention, he can hold position, but unfortunately not quite fast enough to do so.
also he's
So these
throwing away
soldiers-
units again, right?
Yeah, looks like he lost a handful of Wolf Snake over here as well.
Yeah, but these soldiers, I mean, he's not reacting. Ah, yeah, now he's reacting, but he's sending them away actually. Yeah, not sure. I mean, the towers are down. A few workers were lost, I guess. And now he's losing some more wolves. So yeah, I think Gandhi was surprised 2 times already with the drops. And there's still no, like, there are 3, I think 3, right? Yeah, 3 airships or 2 airships for Joshers flying around the map. And there's like not even 1 ballista. There's not even an advanced workshop for Gandhi. He's just okay with with the drops. It feels like. So
Yeah,
very
I think
odd.
at this point he does have the dragon, so he should be able to
Yeah,
deal with
sure.
them with the dragon. Right now, he looks like he's gonna even pull up even more. He has 10 dragons so far, it seems like. Yep, and that has potential to do a lot of damage. I think going with 5 is probably not ideal, but going with 10, I think, might be the best idea. Just go across the map, try to do some damage.
Yeah,
We
maybe
have a
he
bit of a
tries to
move
sneak
out.
them across the map, right? That's maybe
Yeah, it
the
looks like
idea.
he's gonna try to do that maybe across the left side, but that's gonna be spotted by these airships. It looks like.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, so this is a pretty good for Josh's in the sense that his army is already right here.
I would
this
ignore
is
this
gonna buy
army
a whole
now.
bunch of...
I would take the dragons and I would just ignore what I see here and just fly over to kill at least 1 base and then just trade
Really?
bases. At least that's what I would try.
I don't think I would do that because if this army is already across the map, and it's a pretty scary army, it has a lot of DPS, especially against buildings with these catapults, you have to deal with this, right? But yeah, this army is going to buy enough time for Joshers to go for ballista get out and more advanced workshops. So yeah, things are looking like you lose this army, which is not ideal for sure, but that's buying you so much time to find an answer for these dragons.
Yeah.
So
I think the dragons, at least some of them, could chase the catapults back home and kill a few of them. Just letting them leave like that, not ideal, I think. But in general, I mean,
yeah,
the fight pretty cleaned up and quickly as well.
yeah. I think I think that was true. You could have left, a handful of units just to deal with the rest, while chasing these catapult soldiers over here. Josh was able to take a 6th base at the same time. Gandhi going to try to take down some of these towers over here. I would have targeted down the workers a little bit quicker and see if he's able to react rather than going for the towers. He's going to target them down right now.
Oh, look at this! I love it. I love it. They just melt away versus this many dragons.
Also, some good slow fields here out of Joshers. Gonna try to slow these dragons down, prevent them from escaping as fast as possible. And
I think 2 ballistas are not enough, right? He could just target them down. Maybe the airships and then the ballista.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like right now Gandhi still has an opportunity to find some more damage with these dragons. But in the near future, if these if explosive shock gets up and also additional ballista, it's gonna be much harder. Right now it's 3 ballista. Oop, gotta pick that up. Please, maybe. I'm not gonna be able to do so. We have more harassment over here, but good stop position out of Joshers. And looks like Gandhi has decided now to snipe down the ballista 1 by 1. I think that's a good decision, yeah.
Because there are so few archers. He could probably focus down the archers now, or the mages or something.
I think you want to target down the mages. These mages have a lot of value with the energy, but
and the slow threats as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Gandhi's going to be forced to back out there. At the same time, Gandhi's going to go for a whole bunch of werewolf dens. That's going to be his late game transition and try to deal a whole bunch of damage when the answer to these dragons are inevitably going to be on the field. And also he's also taken this base in the corner,
very
the bottom left. Gonna take this base as well. So
this base in the corner everywhere. That's almost Slimmer-esque.
Potentially. These dragons still finding a bit more damage over here. Gonna take down a few more workers. Where are the ballista? Here they come.
It's slow.
A bit slow, and he's gonna, looks like after killing all the workers, gonna run away. Looks like Joshua is gonna do a bit of a counterattack at the same time. maybe.
I guess he scouted the space, right? Somehow he must have scouted it.
Yeah, he did see it.
Ah.
I think maybe he saw it with his initial move out or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's trying to go for.
Now he's about to kill the base. The question is, like, there's no ground army right now, right? He has 3 or 4 werewolves in the making, but that's it. And the rest is just dragons. Oh, yeah, okay, he has 5 wolves, but
5 wolves, well, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
Excellent slow field here. That's going to be able to get Joshers to take down a few more hits, and these ballistas are going to come in and absolutely push this army away. So the disadvantage about going for this sort of just dragon straight up army is that it's not going to do very well in a fight. They're pretty supply inefficient as well. So you're forced to do some sort of harassment, some sort of damage with these. And if you're not able to do so, then they kind of are dead weight in a straight up fight. So we have an excellent fight over here for Joshua. Is going to be able to take down this base for free, it seems like. And a bit of a counterattack here for Gandhi. But with these ballistas chasing these dragons down, I don't think these dragons have too much, are going to be able to do too much. So
Indeed.
And then this army is just going to be pushing, uncontested. We do have, looks like 4 werewolves. Make that 5, make that 6, but that one is a little bit stuck, which is not good. So these werewolves, if they do get a really good surround, they might be able to do a lot of damage. At the same time, these dragons trying to do a lot of damage, but good hold position out of Josh's here. Gandhi needs to set up a surround here. If he's going to come into one side, that's not going to be ideal. Huge slow field, and also these catapults just raining down some damage as well.
Perfect position. Perfect position for Joshers.
Yeah. Excellent position. The SimCity for Gandhi not working against him at this point as well.
Yeah.
That was an excellent fight for Joshers.
And the workers are going to the slow field as well. My god. That slow field. Absolute hero.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this goes to show you, maybe if he was able to snipe down these mages beforehand, then that would have been a little bit better with his dragons when he was fighting with them. But by now, all the dragons are basically gone. And Gandhi has nothing left, really. He has 4 dragons, with 3 of them which are here, and then just 1 werewolf. Gandhi doesn't have an army to deal with this.
And he's on 50 workers, like more than 50 workers. That's too many, right? Like, you don't want to have that many workers. That is a lot of
workers, yeah. We do have more werewolves on the way, but against catapults and against this huge of an Arax army, I don't think that's going to be enough.
Yeah.
A good pick-off over here on a few units, for sure. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough. These catapults are just going to melt these werewolves. There goes 2 werewolves for free. And I think that's going to be lights out for Gandhi here. Good smash over there, but I think that's going to be the end of it.
Yeah.
GG is called.
First game concluded. Very good first game, honestly. Very nice display of skill by Joshers. But also Gandhi's idea with the dragons, I think it just lacks a bit of execution and how to really enable the dragons and really surprise with this amount of dragons, though.
Yeah, I definitely think that the airship play out of Josh's early on did a lot of damage. It wasn't like direct damage where he was killing like, I don't know, 10, 20 workers or something like that, but it was a lot of indirect damage, forcing his army, Gandhi's army back, forcing the workers to run away, forcing 2 towers and stuff like that, delaying the 4th base. So that was excellent indirect damage from Joshers. And then the dragon attempt for Gandhi, while it did have potential, didn't quite do enough, and an excellent win out of Joshers.
And a bit of luck was also involved. I mean, like, he tries to sneak around this huge amount of dragons, and 2 airships just fly into it. I was a bit unlucky, I would say, for Gandhi as well. But even then, I think Joshers would have been able to really react to it. I think he already had 2 ballistas ready. But yeah, in general, a great game.
All right, let's head to game 2.
Here we go, game 2. So that's Silent Fjord. I don't know. And do you have, like, except for Ravaged, is there a map you really favor above all else except Ravaged? Is there like a clear favorite for you?
Just as a map?
Yes.
I don't know. I really like that all the maps are, they have a distinct flavor to them. I'd say this is probably one of the a few more like closer to the standard-ish side of maps compared to like Thieves Isle or something, or like Cursed Temple, which can really lead to some wacky games.
All right. So you have no clear favorite, right?
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah,
Interesting.
it doesn't really matter. Maybe I like Sylvan Charm. Sylvan Charm is a pretty nice map.
Okay.
Just because of the back natural, really easy, quick third base.
Yeah, I see. Good point, honestly. Haven't thought about that. I think Driven is just too big for my liking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the first map I played a lot was actually Silent Fjord. So I would say if I have a favorite, then it's Silent Fjord. I don't know. I just find this color palette in this in the assets and everything more appeasing than on other maps. I don't know. I just like the layout somehow. I like this idea of having like a back door to your natural, which makes things a bit, yeah, a bit tricky. I would say tricky. But I guess there are some things about the map which are not very, very great. For example, the scatter drops location here down, and then you just shoot into the worker line with ease. There are a few things which can also be exploited, like popping up your workers, and because like I just love cheese, and there are certain things you can do on this map. So I played this map quite a bit. So yeah, I in general would say that this is my favorite map out of all the maps. So yeah, I just like Silent Fjord. So I always, if someone if someone decides to play on it, I just like it. And it's just more fun to cast for me. But let's talk about the game and not my preferences when it comes to maps. So we see Double Den Fast Castle from Gandhi, and we see a workshop opening actually from Joshers. I would say the SimCity is interesting, but maybe it's just bad. I don't know.
SimCity for who?
For Joshers.
For Joshers? I actually don't remember how I wanted SimCity as a mech on this map. I think it's alright. I guess the next building you want to build is probably here or here to block off this side. And then you have a nice 2x2 over here for the Gatling gun. I think it's alright. I guess it's a little bit vulnerable right now, immediately, where you have something, a bit of a hole at the bottom side. Yeah. I don't hate it.
Right.
I remember like looking at all of these and like trying to figure out what the best walling for all of them is, but I don't remember what I decided on for mech for this map.
But I thought for a long time that it makes sense to have this castle on the other right. Like for Joshers, yeah, on this side, because the catapults cannot reach to hit your worker line, I think.
Yeah, that's true, but the issue with that is you have a really big wall that you have to do to prevent scouting into your main.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the game. We have, it looks like a fast 2-base lair. Or
I like
Dragon's Lair Fortress.
Ooh, I like this idea.
I think it's very spicy. Yeah, I like it. And Joshers is interesting. Gonna go for a den after a workshop opening.
Ooh, that will be this. I think this was something Glaba or Heffy or someone played a lot. Like Gatling guns and wolves have some kind of magic synergy, which makes them super good versus most single race stuff. So versus Rex, it's great. Versus Beast, it's great. Versus Mech only, it's great. So really, maybe we just see like a very strong push from Joshers at this point with just wolves and Gatling guns. Not sure if you know about it, but it's super strong, or seems to be super strong.
Yeah, I do think that is definitely a possibility. I like that Gandhi here is just being annoying with these wolves. That wolf is barely in range over here. But yeah, so I think this build definitely has potential to be very strong on the ground. But that's not exactly what Gandhi is looking to do, right? He's going to go into the air with, looks like, a single fortress this time. Not 5 dragon layers, just 1. And gonna go for a quick third base at the same time as well.
Cannot afford them yet, but he's planning to do so because the third is being built right now. So yeah, a little bit supply blocked from Joshers. Slight mistakes happens.
I think, yeah, at this point as Gandhi, you really want to be a little bit suspicious. I guess this is something where you haven't played against mech as much. I feel like most of the players don't really know how mech works, and they haven't played against it, especially the newer players, as much. But like by this point in time, there should be some sort of tech building, so like either a mill or some sort of advanced workshop. Generally, if this was a standard mech play, and you really want to be able to see what sort of tech that is. In this case, it's going to be 2 dens, but Gandhi needs to figure out something, or else
Gandhi's
he's
not
going to be completely blindsided.
sending a wolf up there. Not sure why.
He's gonna
though.
try to do that,
but he takes the wolf,
unfortunately.
which is the lowest.
Yeah.
Happens.
I feel like if you really want to do the scouting information, ideally you want to have something at the third base over here, and you also want to have something at the front and at the back so you can try to scout from both angles at the same time.
I see.
But yeah, so this fortress is just about to be finished right now, and Gandhi is going to look to go for a greedy 4th base as well.
Holy smokes!
This is not going to be very fun for Gandhi over here. Going to look to be super greedy. And there's a big push coming on the way. These wolves are going to try to go in and do a little bit of damage over here, but good pull out of Joshers.
Nice.
To be able to save most of his good surround as well. Is going to go in and see these dens for the first time, but that's a little bit too late. Going to try to put down a tower, but that is going to be a little bit too slow in my opinion.
Ooh, he could have built a house there, up there.
Does have
nice, but nice hold.
He could have blocked that. Yeah, so this dragon is going to be uncontested, but at the same time, this ground army is going to take forever to take down with a single dragon. If I was Gandhi, I'd cancel that immediately, 4th base immediately, and put down more towers, put down more wolves, dens, even maybe something like that to try to deal with this.
He's not surrounding
this
tower.
Is going to be. Yeah, this tower is going to be able to be bursted down immediately. Yeah, this is Gandhi going to be completely blindsided by this build, so good job for Joshers denying that scouting information, but also a little bit unfortunate from Gandhi not being able to scout it in time. Good block over here. Looks like Gandhi is going to have to sacrifice this 3rd base.
And it's also not completely blocked, right? So the units
going to go for a secondary wall. I like that. Gandhi using the SimCity to the best of his abilities, but I don't know if these dragons can deal with everything in time.
Yeah, surprisingly low damage. They deal like really not that much damage. I would have
they deal
expected more.
Just barely more than archers. So.
But they have this AOE, so with Gandhi, with Joshers moving around with the units, they deal more damage, right?
Kind of. Generally, other than workers, nothing is gonna workers.
The range is so small.
Yeah, it's just so small. It's just not gonna really matter. Josh is also gonna see this base.
So he's like, "What? No. You took 4 bases? What the heck, man?"
I know, he's just gonna come back with his army and just destroy that immediately. It looks like. And then because these dragons are forced to defend at home, that allows Joshers to go for the defense immediately. So these dragons, even if they do clean up the entire army, aren't going to be able to do too much damage on the other side of the map. So
pretty much the same situation as we had on first game on Jade Wadi.
Yes.
So the dragons are there, but cannot do anything but defend.
Yeah. But eventually, it looks like these dragons are going to clean everything up.
Yeah.
But I guess the question is, was it worth it for Joshers? Absolutely, it was worth it. You take 100%. Down a 3rd base.
Yeah.
You take down a whole bunch of units over here. You delay the dragons from doing damage on your side of the map. We do equalize a little bit for sure. But I think Joshers is in an excellent position. I would have liked for Joshers to go for a 3rd base while this was going on, but didn't quite do that.
No, he's more committed to countering the dragons. I think it's fine. It's okay, you can do that. But there are not that many dragons. Like 2 ballista with the upgrade and an airship would be completely enough to deal with the dragons, right? Okay?
Yeah, I think so as well. This is not the 5 dragons layers of last game. It's only just 1 single dragon's layer.
Yeah, but Joshers doesn't know that. Maybe he thinks there are at least 2 layers, and then I can see why he's doing the 2nd advanced workshop.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think you should know from the number of dragons that you see.
Yeah, no, he's only 4. He should know.
Yeah, I think you could even cancel that. I think if you were Joshers here, Gandhi gonna go back
he's
to
so
greedy and take a 4th base. I love it.
Greedy Gandhi.
Really like yes. and also gonna go for werewolves then. So werewolves then against mech is not the best idea. The catapults and also the Gatling guns absolutely destroy.
Yeah.
Especially with the caltrops. So I don't think this is a great idea. I would prefer just like 6-7 more dens.
And then just with
over,
mass.
Yeah, mass wolf snake. I think would have
Oh,
been a better
snakes!
idea.
You play snakes versus mech. Only in the mid
Snakes
game or in general?
Snakes is okay if you want to deal with if there's a whole bunch of Gatling guns, it's all right. And also snakes help you take down some of the workers. So wolves generally can't take down the workers as well. So snakes are kind of helpful for that. Also, they're pretty good again when you're attacking into like towers and your opponent has full position workers. The snakes can still be able to do a little bit of damage. But yeah, generally you want to go for wolves and just a couple of snakes mixed in, I think.
Right.
But you don't need them, I guess.
Ooh, but Joshers now on the lookout for every sneaky base Gandhi can set up and actually finds it out. So nice by Joshers again. Ooh, but this round is awesome. Very, very nasty surround. Very good.
Yeah.
I don't like this position of the middle tower.
That's okay.
It's gonna block the workers, no?
Yeah, especially when you're playing against mech, you don't really want your towers to be too close because they don't really cover anything. You basically want to have them so that they're gonna cover like catadrop spots. So interesting. Gandhi's gonna go for some racks here. I'm not quite sure what the logic is behind that, but we'll see.
Archer Wolf maybe?
Archer Wolf maybe? I don't know. 4, 5 racks.
I would say that's a straight up transition, honestly. Maybe we see a lot of raiders.
Interesting.
With couple. Wait a moment. Raiders with werewolves? Or werewolves with archers, maybe. Maybe that's the idea. And you have a big fat front line.
We'll have to find out together.
Yeah.
These ballistas are gonna try to hunt down these dragons. Some nice
dragons
shots over
really
here.
need to retreat here. They take so much damage. Holy moly.
Yeah, I would have liked to see, a handful of workers just in this airship as well for the auto repair.
I think one is enough. One with auto repair is enough. You just drop it and it's always repairing.
Fair enough. Okay, so now these racks are starting to get done. He's gonna go for archers. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna work against a mech army, in my opinion.
So what do you do? Like get mech yourself? Like couple the werewolves and wolves with just catapults and Gatling guns yourself, or you just committed to the dens and then you just stay with the dens and you just add some more dens, like 4 or 5, to just produce wolves and snakes?
Yeah, I think wolf is just better against mech. Like these archers, they might be able to do a little bit of damage, but they just die in like 3 or 4 shots to these catapults, so they're very fragile in that sense. Yeah, I don't think this is a great idea to have out of Gandhi here, but he is in a very nice economical standpoint.
Yeah.
He does have an opportunity for sure. Joshers did delay his third base for quite a while, so it's not quite over for sure, but it's a little bit questionable for sure. This army.
Another base. Come on, at this point it's a bit too greedy. Come on.
Gandhi is basically Bill Gates, gonna try to get all the money.
Yeah, he's in it for the money, 100%. The question is, I mean, setting up another base is okay because the main will run out at some point, but I think it's just too much. And let's check the worker count. Like how many workers he has right now. He's at 40 or what?
That's a lot.
Oh, that's too many. Like that's really not necessary to have as much. I think 40 is a good amount of workers. With mech you can have more, but with beast and archers now, I think just too many. Just too many workers, right?
Okay, so here's gonna be a really big fight. Gandhi is pretty much maxed out, so he wants to try to go in and attack. I don't think this composition will be able to do it, but he's definitely making it work so far. Pushing in with this archer werewolf against mech, and it's doing so far so good actually.
Is that the upgrade for Joshers? Is that the upgrade for seeing invisibility? Invisible units?
Yeah, he did go for that. Interesting. I think that's just a mistake.
Ah, okay.
I don't think it was like intentional or anything.
So the Archers doesn't work at all. Look at this. Like they
big
don't.
surprise. Who knew?
They don't really work. Like no.
Yeah, no.
Just not.
If instead of all these archers, these were all wolves, I think Gandhi has a much better fighting chance.
Yeah. Or raiders. I think raiders could have been nice.
Yeah, raiders definitely can do nice. If there's a whole bunch of Gatling guns like this, maybe not as well, but you know, they still have some potential. But one thing that I do want to note is that Gandhi is going to be able to deny a 4th base from coming up. So that is just going to compound his economic advantage. So while it was not the best fight, Gandhi is still going to prevent his opponent from taking a 4th base. So that is a good thing for sure.
And now
even
he's
more racks going up.
Holy
Gandhi is a macro machine. 3 more forges, 4 more racks. Is just gonna go for a whole bunch of racks. I don't know if that's gonna work though.
Yeah, and I guess the plan is to just trade now, right? He just wants to trade because he's economically ahead. So he trades the whole time, and he just wins because he's trading the whole time. But I think catapults are just so supply efficient that it's gonna be very hard for him to really do that.
Yeah, I agree. So just catapults, especially in a defensive location, they're just going to be excellent in the cost effectiveness. So it's going to be really hard for Gandhi to take some good fights out of that. Yeah, I just want to imagine, you know, if this, instead of this being a Rax army, if this was just a Wolves, like a Beast army, I think these fights would be a lot more better.
Imagine Tendence producing Wolves constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not fun. As a mech player, it's not fun. So yeah, the plan, I think it's just the lack of experience, and that's why he's doing units which are not like ideal. Oh, look at this! He's mixing in wolves as well. Interesting. And I guess he's setting up a new base for some reason. All right.
Yeah, more bases. Okay, very Gandhi style. I do like that Gandhi has decided, hey, this is going to be really hard, tough to move into. Let's find a different angle. So we're going to try this angle over here. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to be enough. Like, this Rax army is definitely so fragile compared to a mech army.
Yeah.
Like, it's fighting a little bit of damage, it's trading out a little bit, but even with this huge economic advantage that Gandhi has, I think he needs to trade out a little bit better. Some units are even stuck over here.
This forge position is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, he got in for the forges and didn't go for the upgrades also.
Yeah, because he needs to reproduce now, because he's losing constantly units, and because he's doing archers. And 2 more castles, I mean, oof. Yeah, and we have to keep in mind, I mean, with 150 supply, max supply in Little War Game, you really can't afford 50 or more than 50 workers. So therefore, like, having 5 bases is fine, but having more workers than, I don't know, I would really cap it at 45 maybe. It's just making your army so much smaller than the army from the enemy.
Yeah, and also going for armor upgrades against mech is not ideal for sure. I like that he's multi-pronging this side, you know, trying to do a little bit of damage while attacking the 4th base here. I do like that.
And he's dealing damage. Like that's nothing I would deny, but he's just losing so much of the archers and so quickly.
Yeah, archers are just not what you really want against mech.
And also the dragons, I mean, they hover around this location for how long? 10 minutes?
I think that's fine, just denying this. Maybe it's better if you was like trying to do some harassment on this side as well. But
yeah, just use them and force your opponent to fly around the ballista. Just keeping them busy. And just killing workers, I think, is something you want to do. At least you could park like a wolf there or a soldier, but right now Gandhi is so busy, and he's already on the losing end of things, as it looks.
Yeah, if Gandhi, instead of going for all these racks, if these were all dens, I think Gandhi wins this like 10 times out of 10.
Yeah,
but instead of going for racks here, not ideal for sure. It looks like he's gonna try to take this base as well. He just wants to take all the bases and win with just sheer numbers, but army composition is definitely important in the little game as well. And now he's slowly starting to run out of money. His income right now isn't that great.
And also he runs out of bases. Main and
Yeah.
natural are dry now. So where to go with the 50 workers? More bases, I guess.
Yeah.
But nice to bring the dragons in finally. But yeah, the caltrops just slow everything down and look at the stones flying in from all the catapults and wrecking this.
Big shot on the workers. Another big shot on the workers. That's a ton of workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is really unfortunate for sure out of Gandhi.
Interesting. Where do these workers go? Maybe he's setting up base there again.
I think he was meant to click them over here, but misclicked them or something.
Yeah, but the game
doesn't have much left.
He loses one base now, and his income is still wasted away into Rex units who will just end up killed easily.
Yeah, if we look at the resources mined, he's mined like, what is it, 6,000 more?
5K?
But also lost more than 6,000 more, so...
yeah.
I think if he was a bit more conservative initially with the with his army, you know, deny this fourth, and just chill, then he would have been okay. But once you allow the mech player to like get the fourth, then that option of just starving him out and constantly trading is gone, right? So
yeah, now I see no way to hold his bases.
Yeah, like imagine if this base was denied constantly because his army was like just here, then Joshua would still be on just one mine, and right?
Yeah.
And yeah. But at this point in time, I think it's pretty much over.
Yeah. But he's trying. I mean, it's okay to stay in games a bit longer, especially if it's a serious game and it counts. So I don't hate it.
Yeah, I do like this sort of thing where you're just trying to, counterattack. Just fighting this straight up is definitely not an option. So, just going for this sort of counterattack is good for sure. But
so we have how many mining bases for Joshers right now? For Joshers, it's 2, right? For Gandhi, it's 3?
Joshers has this base and this base, so that's 2. Okay. Gandhi has 1, 2. And this is still mining as well, so 3 bases.
So 3 versus 2 bases, he still should be able to kind of transition or do something with the money. Maybe, I don't know. Is it possible to transition in such a late stage of a game?
I think, I don't know. Maybe if he had something like, instead of going for all these racks, he went for something like a Dragon's Lair, like, and went for like the Mass Dragon transition that he did in game 1. Maybe something like that would have been work. Just kind of catch your opponent off guard. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to be enough. I like this. Gonna try to deny this base as well.
Yeah.
But Josh's army is just really close and is going to be able to take that down.
Yeah, I think in general, like Silence Fjord is a map where beast play also works really well, because you have all these little uphills where you can kind of park your wolves and wait until your opponent moves in, and then you can just encircle so easily. So yeah, I think going for Rex here, definitely an odd decision. And there's the GG.
And there's GG. Yeah, I think Gandhi definitely had this in the bag at one point, but the army composition decision was not ideal. Yeah, and also Josh's initial attack definitely slowed Gandhi down. Wasn't able to do what he wanted with his build, with his dragons. So well played to both players, and Josh is going to take this 2-0.